So, I decided to see how, bad the, you know, corrupted world was. So, I went out into the ocean, and I found this. And, well, first I came across this. Oh, I didn't know it was this bad, and apparently I haven't actually came over here since I remade the world, combined both versions, since I just saw the lava started flowing recently. That's bad. I didn't realize how bad it actually was until I finally started going over here to see it. Anyways, welcome back to whatever I'm doing. I actually kept my main hotbar in my actual hotbar this time. I have my Halloween skin on because I was testing something. When I was going to work on building something, my skin wasn't loading, and I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing about that. Apparently, switching skins worked. So, I'm here to show you all of the, changes I've made. When was the last time I actually, did this? I actually need to check. I don't have that actually on hand. Because I wasn't planning on doing it, but now I'm actually curious. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I made an update video on my Nether project. And, pretty much immediately after that, I started working on one of the areas that I said I was going to work on, which was the Crimson Research Lab. That building, it took a lot of time to actually make. Because it wasn't originally going to be made as big as it was now. I was like, oh, I gotta add this. Oh, wait, I gotta add this and this. Oh, wait, I realized I made it too big. Oh, well, let's keep going. Let's make secret areas. Required secret areas to explore the place. Yeah, you'll see that later. Anyways, the first new change is I added a tent. Ignore that. When you go in, I'm gonna take my boots off. I don't want to be zooming across everything right now. But I added a little bed carpet, and you can open this book and you can find some food in here. Got some like old stuff you can put on if you want. If you lose it, it's not my problem. Nothing in this book. That's what the sign that it says. There's this little faded lantern I found. Well, found. I made. So that means if you have like Optifine, you can just like hold it in your offhand, and it will actually give you that stuff. Let me I use game modes. I spelled game mode wrong. I know that there is a like, not a command, but like a, okay. There is. Why do I still have that much health on? Probably because of this. Well, it's supposed to give you extra health. And some armor, as you can see when I put it in my offhand. Yeah, you can actually be protected for some stuff. Ow. If you lose it, not my fault. Put it back in there. We actually, go back in creative. I don't want to get hurt. Yeah, that's the first change I made. I added a tent. I said I was going to. It was originally going to be up here, but all the trees could be in the way, so I could knock them down. Yeah. Alright, let's get going. I did not make much changes to the overworld. That is pretty much the only change I made. Aside from one other set of changes, I guess. I added a fence and a sign in the village in the strange portal. Area not finished, please turn back. You could go forward if you want. I pretty much made this so, like, if I do share it to the public, you can go over here. And I put barriers on top of the chest so you can't get inside of them. Because technically you're supposed to be in an adventure for what I have planned. Nothing around here has changed. So, let's just go down to Nether. I preloaded the areas. Like, I just went to them and loaded them up. Hopefully, it's going to stay loaded when I come back in here. But now that I'm saying that, I realized I forgot to preload the Crimson Research Lab. So, I'm gonna have to go over there and do that. There is technically a change made here. Just in case you could actually see the command block from over there, you no longer can. I also added this pillar underneath to support this thing up. There was no support on it originally, and it looked weird, so I was like, you know what? Pillar, let me just copy the blocks over there and put it over here. That is not the only change made here. I decided to change this over here. Originally, there is a pressure plate. I got rid of the command blocks. That would take you to, I think, Shadow Palace Beta? Well, this was originally supposed to have like an interior. So I decided to do that. Here is the interior. I made it connect to a portal. And where does the portal go? Why, I'm glad you asked. I made a portal. Oh, finally. And I finally figured out how sign teleport works. So if you want to get to any of the locations, you just click on these signs. Okay, come on. I don't like when the lighting doesn't load very well. That's fine. It fixes over time regardless. Only the signs on like these portals will teleport you anywhere. So if you see these portals, you can click on the sign, teleport. I also added like this little area over here to show that there's another reactor. And you technically can go inside of it if you break through, but you won't have the materials to do so. I just copy and pasted this thing over here and added some channels to it. Channel pillars. And more of whatever these are. Capacitors, probably. So, technically the portal hub is finally complete. You can go to all the major areas aside from the obsidian mines. The obsidian mines is not a major area. There is nothing... Well, there is one change in beta. I'll go over that in a moment. But you can go back here. I covered up the hole that was here, since it's not really needed anymore. And if you're wondering if I wrote any of the books, no, I haven't done that. A lot of my time was spent building. But, there is one new area aside from the hub over there. The Portal Hub Central Power Maintenance Area. You ever wondered where all this power is being generated from? Oh, it's not here. Let's see it. Spooky. That's a ribcage. And it's holding some sort of, core in the center of it. Where it's draining all of the power from. What exactly is it? I'm sure I'll figure it out later. It has something to do with the Abyss Walkers. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned that in the previous video. But we'll get to that shortly. Yeah, it's like a lot of channels here, and then a giant one right here. And you know, as I said before, not everything here is... Actually, I don't want to actually do that right now, because if I break that, it's just going to fall, because it's powder. It's solid on the inside, I promise. I can actually Yeah. Solid. And how did I get the water here? Well, that's easy. World edit. I like this. This is nice. I made sure all of the areas were covered with water. That there was not a single air pocket that didn't have it. Since you know you can't really put water down in Nether aside from like a cauldron. Or that'd be for it to be suspended in something. The only two liquids there are lava and water, and lava isn't very see-through unless you're in spectator mode. So let's go to beta for a moment. I have added one new thing, which is just this. This is a portal that will lead to here. Which I also added a new one. I got rid of the original one over here and just put another portal here, which will lead back to beta. Other than that, there's really no difference here. If you want to see all the other builds I've made, go to the other video I've made on this. That's pretty much the only new thing here. Waiting for it to load. Omega will go to that place, I guess right now. There is one change made here. And this is where this portal leads. I said I was originally going to add it to make it go to the portal hub. And now that I've done that, the moment that I did that, I was like, you know what? I probably should have changed the location of that. Because now it won't spawn you outside of here, where you're originally supposed to see what this place looks like. I also made you can't get out. You will not be able to leave here. Good. No exploring. I will probably find a way to have some sort of warp here. I just don't want to edit the sign warps. It just... if this ever becomes an adventure map, I know what I'm doing. No, it's just to show off my builds. But here's the main thing I made. There's not a sign here. Originally, this was supposed to go to a single block in the prison. I added on to that. This is where it spawns you now. And you can warp back through here, which we will do shortly. I added 2 cell blocks that I made on the top of Nether and just copy and pasted down here. All with cells that you can actually go into, with a bed, a little table with a light on it, and a toilet. So the prisoners actually have somewhere to sleep. Every single room is the same. No one gets special treatment. Well, aside from the one in the big area, which is the special cell block. Which, if you go over here, you can go out here to here. I like the bridge. I really like the bridge. I don't know what I like about it. It just looks nice. It is the only thing connecting this prison area. I also got rid of the chains that I put on the corner because it looked ugly. I did not know how to actually properly make chains so it looked like a spaghetti mess. But I kept the one in the center, and I even added something up there. If the prisoner ever gets the opportunity to break out of this, and then tries breaking out of this, the chain's being cut. It will fall into the lava. You're just dead. I also realized that I forgot when I made a status update in my storage server where it says build complete next to prison. I forgot to improve this area. If I do improve this area, I am not making a video about it to show it. I will probably just make a screenshot of it and post it in my own server. Yeah, this still needs to be worked on. I kind of forgot about it. But I do like that thing up there. Makes it seem like it's more secure actually being up there. But yeah, that's the prison. I like it. Am I going to add prisoners to here? Probably not. I don't know how to make NPCs. Am I going to? Probably not. Alright, let's get out of here. Being so fast is... I kind of sometimes miss the entrances over here. So I showed you a few things. The obsidian mines is going to be the next place. It is not that detailed compared to when I last was here. I added the portal, of course. And I... Did I show off this originally? No. I think I made the video after. Made the video before I added this walkway. Just so you can get here and start mining up the obsidian and crying obsidian when you need to. It was never supposed to be a grand area, it was just lore reasons here. And then you can go put it on here, and there's supposed to be like a large obsidian ship that would take that and just move it around the place. And that's pretty much the obsidian mines. Like I said, it's not a major area. It's just here. For lore reasons. Technically, lore reasons, there are multiple obsidian mines. I just made a warp area for one of them. So, Crimson Research Lab is there, but there's also another area that I made. The Destroyed Abyss Gateway. Ever wondered where the Abyss came from? Came from over here. Where it originally started. And when the portal spawned, it corrupted the area around it. Keep forgetting I have a soul speed on these boots. But yeah, even the bones were turned black because of its corruption. I plan on adding that later. Just jumping up these giant stairs, and then it's just a portal frame. There is nothing inside of it because there isn't supposed to be. It's destroyed. It's offline. It will not spawn any more Abyss Warriors or Walkers or whatever I decide to call them. The portal couldn't be destroyed completely. That's pretty much all there is here. When I do eventually get to work on the end project, there will be an end variant. What I have in my notes is that this is the Nether variant. So there will eventually be an end variant too when I eventually get to work on that one. But, yeah. Do I want to go through this way? I guess. I don't really have any other way of getting to it without spoilers. So I'll just go here. Big room. With the frame here. Let me show you it from the outside. But first, where the command block was originally right there. For normal people, you come in through here with an obsidian boat. I was about to say an abyss boat. No. An obsidian boat so you can get through the lava, and you come to these docks. And you can already see part of the lab over that way. And you come over here. Oh, look, a little room. Must be a little waiting area. I'm sure this doesn't have any significance whatsoever. And here's the entrance right here. And this is the lab. It is very big. Originally, I teleported in over here. God, I spent like probably like 2 weeks working on this. It doesn't look like much from the outside because I originally wanted to make it look better, but I was like, I'm not doing that. When it comes to my builds, I realized something, and I probably mentioned this before in the other video. I can't remember. None of my builds used quartz. So I was like, you know what? Lab. We're gonna make a lab. I'm gonna use nothing but quartz and red nether bricks, since those also don't get used very often. So yeah, I made this. This right here is supposed to be what the the previous Crimson King, like the original king of the Crimson Lands. I have not thought of a name for the current one yet. Like, at all. If I go into here, go into the Nether glossary, King Unnamed, name in progress, and then that's the full name of the previous king. I went a little bit overboard. I'm sure that's fine, though. I don't really need this. As long as I have this shulker box, doesn't matter. So I can just... Goodbye. I'm glad that actually burned. Yeah, that's supposed to be like the mask that their previous one wore. And this is the reception area. I didn't really know what else to put in here. There were not... these chairs were not here, and that bookshelf was not there. It was literally an empty room. Because I didn't know what else to put in here. One of the other things I wanted to have in like one of my builds was a lot of flowing lava. So I added some of that to this area. So I think it looks nice. Like, there was a distinct lack of flowing lava in any of the builds. That is where the portal is. And, only level 2 staff allowed beyond this gateway. This was before I did the, sign teleport. So I still use command blocks. The sign teleports were only... I think we're only ever going to be in the portal hub. When it comes to, like, warping. I originally just wanted to, like, jump into a portal. But that's not a thing that can probably work without command blocks. Have, like, some lava here. I also realize I still have a mod on that helped me build. So I gotta be careful not to go into the lava. That might reveal some things. So, if you look here, cannot connect to server. Please contact the server administrator for repairs. Damn. I thought I fixed this. Nah. This is, like, supposed to be like an info board. I was originally gonna have, like, signs put on the opposite end of this. But the thing about that is, I wish they made invisible signs. That would look so much better than just having random signs everywhere. Like, we have invisible item frames. Why can't we do invisible signs too? How would make things look nice. So I have like a little storage area. People are so messy sometimes, you know? It's never going to be clear here. Of course I had to add gold, because, you know, piglins, they love gold. Which means, yeah, piglins originally run this place. The walls looked so barren in most of the areas, so I added, like, little murals, I guess you can call them. Like, this is supposed to represent the crystal at the platform, it being shown up on high. And then you go through here, little like, passageway, I guess. More flowing lava. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't have any ideas what any of these are supposed to, what most of these are supposed to be looking like. I will probably think of that later. I'm not ready for that yet. We have like this. The entirety of the first floor, aside from one area, has pretty much like no work going on at all. So we have like Cryobsidian has some kind of innate power. Like the people here knew that something special. There was something special about the Cryobsidian. They just didn't know what. There's a Shrieker here, which was left behind by an Abyss Walker, showing how the Abyss Walkers like brought in different like stuff from other dimensions into their world, which had different changes depending. Not different changes. It changed stuff differently depending. I honestly don't know what I want to say. I'm sorry. I need a drink. I actually have more water this time. I am talking way too much. When things are brought into another dimension, their functionalities change. That's what I wanted to say. Because with the crystals, it has some sort of like influence over the mind, which is a strange crystal, mind influencing anomaly. I wanted to add the like something here that was like native to the Nether, the Weeping Vines, which says was discovered by Crimson King Bolg. The original lore I want to have for this was that this entire research area came up after the discovery of the new Nether biomes, after the Nether update. Since we all know there was just a wasteland and then it just added new biomes here. So I was like, you know what? They should definitely make a Crimson lab here. Or, like, some kind of lab to study it. So the Weeping Vines were first discovered by that Crimson King before. Then we have this Withered Skull, which is from an Altered Skeleton. I think in lore, I wanted it to be like Wither Skeletons weren't around until after the Abyss invaded. I don't know what I'm doing with that. I was like, I need to have something in here. Technically, there's only like 3 things here that are like Nether related. The other 2 aren't. They're from the overworld. Then we have like a little break room here. Just sit down. I tried right-clicking like I had something on. You're not supposed to be there. Yeah, nice little area. We have a security gate. Because only level 3 staff are allowed beyond this gateway. If any staff that go into these areas without a high enough clearance level, they will be killed. They're not supposed to see what lies beyond these gateways. So, yeah, I'm going here. Oh, just look at that. That looks just big enough to house the crystal. And you want to know what I did? I did exactly that. If I were to go to my storage server, I actually kept like some sort of a reference to what I was doing. For the Crimson Labs, the crystal is 11 blocks long and 19 blocks tall. Yeah. It's pretty big. I had to make the entire room big enough to house the gigantic crystal, and this is supposed to grip the sides of it. Like, this just comes out from beyond this gateway. It can, like, change its shape, so it can just, like, collapse in on itself and go back beyond the gateway and close up. I was originally going to, like, add, like, some functionality behind this, which is also why it's empty inside, aside from redstone blocks. Eh, maybe one day, maybe not, don't know. Anyway, how did they get the giant crystal in here? There's no way they got it through there. This. I made it so that this could be like a giant teleport system. So that when, like, this thing has to be, like, go back inside of here. But, when this thing is active, it's a portal. So it can go down the lift here. And go back up. So that it can, like, phase in the, crystal. So that it can be right here. This spot right here is where the crystal would go. The very bottom of it. And I had to make sure that it would actually fit within this limit. I made sure to, like, make an outline of it so that nothing would interrupt it. I really like this thing right here. I like that I came up with that idea. Because how else are you supposed to get it in here? I was originally going to have, like, a giant, like, one of those gates so that the crystal can be put in here, but, yeah, that's, gonna be a no from me. I decided to add on more to stuff on the outside, which we will see later. These are supposed to be, like, computers that they do their analysis from. So, let's go check out the, second floor, maybe. So this is like the advanced research sectors, which were added after the Abyss invaded. So there's Sector 1, which is based all around the corruption. Sector 2, which is based on the anomalies that happened from the corruption. And Sector 3 is the library area, where you just keep all the books. Then there's the restricted section, which, oh, it's a pretty small room. No, it's not. It's just keeping you out. This is where some research is supposed to go. Go figure. We can go back to Sector 0, which I called the main lab. Let's go to the anomalies area. I'm doing my best to avoid the corruption area as much as possible. You know what? I feel like I should do this. I'm going to give myself... Sure, why not? A stack of steak. I'll put this stuff over here. Maybe I'll take this off for now. I promise there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm gonna go in survival. Actually, I'm gonna go in adventure mode. I'm gonna see something. I did not test this. Can I actually access this and survive? I can't. In adventure mode, I can. Good. You're supposed to be able to. Can I get this thing off the wall? Yeah, but you're not really supposed to. Put that back. That's what you use to cut the cake. I even ate some of it. And you just get like some bowls, cookies. I made sure all of this stuff was actually filled with stuff. The chest in the storage room only have like one chest that actually has stuff in it, which I just put the random materials I was building with inside of it. So yeah, you can like go inside here and make stuff. You know what? I think I'm going to make something. Because I'm worth it. Did I actually add Nether wart in here? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I realized one of the materials I was missing. Hey. Guess you fucked up. I can't believe I missed doing this. I knew something was off at some point. Better. Okay. You know, there's a lot of fire going on around this area. I think it would be best if I had some protection against it. No, I don't know where this is going. I just figured I'm in this room, I have access to food that I gave myself. I actually don't think I added enough food, because that's all potion ingredients. Yeah, there's definitely not enough food to go around in here. Anyways, awkward potion. Let's make some fire resistance potions. For no reason in particular. Anyways, they were studying the altered landscape. Like I said, that, with, like, the, corrupted chunks and just having stuff like this all over the place, I'm like, you know what? This could be some good application of the Abyss. Yeah, you just have that too. And, the Abyss Walker artifacts. Stuff that was left behind, along with the crystals. I originally was going to put, like, chorus fruit there. You can only put it on endstone, and I didn't want to have endstone in there. So I tried to, put it down there with, like, the World Edit tool. It worked for a moment, but when I tried to put anything added onto it, it broke. So it's very finicky. And then there's just the crystal study. When it appears, some of it is lit up. Then you just have like some lava falls here. It's a pretty nice area. I like it. Anyways, let's grab this. For no reason in particular. And now that we're done here, I guess we can go back. Is this supposed to be down here? I have a feeling this is supposed to be like one block up. No. I'm just seeing things. Anyway, let's go to the corruption sector. Huh. That's not supposed to be there. I have some computers here they can work with. Oh, dried kelp. Hell yeah, food! Oh, look, another thing here. What does this say? All personnel have been evacuated, and all research has been relocated to the library sector. Emergency lockdown engaged until threat has been neutralized. Do not enter restricted area until further notice. I'm sure that's fine. That probably explains what this is doing here. Breach detected, do not proceed, turn... I'm going back. Oh. Okay, I think we've seen enough of this area. Let's just go back. I don't think we need to be here. Fine. Let's actually look at it. This is the only place I actually used redstone, by the way. I will talk more about that later. I'm apparently being watched. This is the same stuff that was growing out of the area of the Shadow Palace. I'm sure this is completely fine. Well, I can't get by. I'm sure that's completely fine. Let's just get out of here. We can't do anything right now. Remember when I said I added some adventure mode shenanigans? This is it. Seek the uncultured one. Uncultured. Seek the cultured one. Infected one. Whatever I did. There is technically supposed to be a book somewhere. Implied to be in the library since all stuff was moved there. That tells you to go to certain locations. Why? Well, I'm doing hand gestures like you can actually see me. You're supposed to find pieces of armor or like a certain tool to help you get past that obstacle. I made sure to test it that it actually works. You don't really need the armor, but I added it anyways. Anyways, the first place you're supposed to check... Why does this not have any guardrails, but everyone else does? Let's chug a fire resistance potion and go inside. Now, technically, you're not supposed to be able to see this. It's only like that because of the Lava Clearview mod, which helps him with building. And why? Because, if I were to... Actually, I'll do this after. But, yeah, there's like something here. Go into here, and look at that. There's a section here. I'm still on fire that I can't get rid of. If I go into creative mode, I'm pretty sure just... Yeah. Better. Alright, it's supposed to be like corrupted manuscripts that I haven't actually made. But then there's like this little area. This is technically the smallest secret area I made. The other ones all have pretty large sizes, but each of them has like a little carpet design. Ooh, button! Yoink. Ooh, armor. Protection 6, Thorns 3, and Curse of Binding. Unbreaking 10, so it's not going to break for a while. It feels cold as it tightly grips your body, not wanting to let go. I don't see anything wrong with this. I also realized something. When I was making the armor, I never gave it any actual, like, armor. So there's no armor down there. I don't actually know if you can see my mouse. Probably can. But, yeah, you're supposed to have armor with this, but I didn't give it to it. And I can't take the Grasp of the Abyss off anymore. That's fine. I'm sure it's fine. The 3 other areas are not inside of here. Well, technically not inside of here. One area is. And, I'm not going to go to that area right now. One of the areas you need to go to is by following this. The warped fungus. You're supposed to follow the warped fungus. So if you see a warped fungus, go to it. I made sure to clear all the other warped funguses in the area, so you don't get lost. If you go to one and stand almost directly on top of it, you will be able to see the next one. You will follow it. I wanted to do this because it was a big enough area that I could definitely add a warped fungus. I forgot to get rid of those ones. And here's me saying I got rid of all of them. No, apparently I did not. Now, if I go over here, you certainly shouldn't be able to see any more in the distance. Yeah, okay. Good. You're not supposed to. I did not double check this. Anyways, you can get on top of here. Ow! Actually, do I even really need this on? It's on peaceful right now. Probably my hunger does seem to be going down at some points. Yeah, you can just get on top of here. Why did I make this structure? It shows that this is the lava that's been flowing into that area. I did not do it for any other parts of the area. But, where are you supposed to go afterwards? Doesn't seem like there's any place to actually go aside from over here. Oh, would you look at that? I was going to make like some sort of staircase to get up here, but I was like, fuck it, ladder. Anyways, you're up here now. Where do you go? Oh, torches! Yay! Follow the torches. I wanted to make these secret areas, like, close by. All, like, three out of the 4 of them are, like, almost directly touching the lab, or a part of it. Like, this one is just over here in the fortress. The first one was inside of a lava fall. The next one is actually the last one we're going to. The last one is it takes you around the building. Like this one takes us away from it somewhat. The next one we're going to is not next to the building. But yeah, you go inside of here and find... Nope, don't go there. Go this way. Go around. And there's a hole here. That's not normal. Also, don't ask me why I have 79 levels. I don't know. Anyways, you go down here and see that, seems to be breaking into this place. Anyways, here you go. Oh, look at that. Another symbolism of the crystal. And it's a bigger room. Ooh, button. I don't think I want to put this on right now. That's gonna make me even slower. Submergence of the Abyss, with fire protection this time. It's hard to move your feet with the black substance sticking to you, pulling you deeper. What's the worst that could happen? Hey look, actual armor. When I was originally making these boots, I accidentally gave it minus 2,000% speed. As I put it on a percentage based. So I just put like 20. Like, oh yeah, minus 20%. It gave me negative 2,000. So I had to change it to put a value at 2, and it gave me 200, which I still could not move from. So 0.2, and it got me 20%. I don't know how that works. This armor is supposed to be good. Like, it's supposed to be worth having. But it also slowly starts to corrupt you. It pretty much does that in name only. There is no way I can actually do that without having some sort of mod. And if you want to get down quickly, just do this. Make sure you don't hold shift, you're going to die. And technically you could go that way to get back up, since I made it so you can. You don't need to. You can just, like, go here. Make sure you don't fall into lava. That would be bad. So, where's the next place you want to go? My fire resistance is almost out. Good thing I crafted 3 of them. Because to get to the next 2 areas, you need fire resistance. I'm sure you saw something when we were over here. There are some lanterns over there. You're supposed to go through the lava here. There is no better way of doing this. Also, I like just like going under here and just looking at stuff. When I originally made this, I did not have the mod on. I only did it because I was making one specific area down under the lava, which was the corruption area. The corruption sector is below the lava. When I made those 3 sectors, I was like, I'm going to put these somewhere else. I wasn't really going to add on to much of the area. Of, like, the lab. The anomaly area was always going to be on the 2nd floor. It was always going to be above the main lab. Did I add a way to actually get on top of this? I don't think I did. Alright. No, I did not make a way to get on top of this. Good. There. Done. That works. Like, the anomalies was always going to be on top of the labs. The corruption area is always going to be under the lava, which was originally going to be below the labs. But I didn't want to dig, so I didn't do that. And I didn't have any plans where the library was going to go, so I made it to like an offshoot of the lab. They are all connected. Unlike the the warp hub, portal hub, where everything is like disconnected at some point. Because the rooms there aren't, like, connected to each other. These ones are. Anyways. You're supposed to go over here and see a boat. This is originally supposed to be called the Spinal Bridge, as it looks like a spine. I did not get rid of that chest. Anyways, got this weird boat that I made. I did not know how to make a boat. Oh, look! I'm going to sail! I have sailed. Now I'm over here. This is the only secret area that is technically outside and not surrounded by anything. The bones there, like the two sections, like the one that made the front entrance and the one next to it, they originally existed there. I just added some edits to it. I do like the way this place looks. It's nice. Anyway, you go in here, and there's another secret area. I realize this is the biggest one I made. I don't know what this means. I will figure it out later. I guess chains. Anyways, click this. Corrosion of the Abyss, with blast protection this time. Pain flows through you as your body starts to meld with the substance, changing your very being. And it gives me more armor. I made sure to give it 10 armor this time. So it makes up for the chest plate I didn't do. And I gave it knockback resistance and attack speed, so you can attack faster, so it's worth having. I would say, like, probably the only one not worth having are the boots because of the speed. Or the chest plate because it only gives max health. That was almost bad. Anyway, let's go back. God, this is miserable. Walking through that with minus speed. Oh, God. This armor is supposed to make you feel like a tank. Like, the Abyss is giving. It gave you some good armor. But it also has some downsides. Like the fact that you are slowly being changed. Soon you will no longer be the person you are and be something the Abyss wants you to be. I really wish that you could swim in lava. Like, how you can swim in water, like it goes into like that whole swimming animation so you can move faster. I wish they did that for lava. Even though that's technically probably never going to happen, because if you go in lava you usually die. But if you have fire resistance, at least you should be able to swim in lava. Or have something that makes you move faster. Imagine having a Frostwalker and being able to walk above lava as turning into obsidian. I believe there's like a mod that does that. But this is a non-modded world. The mods I have only help me with building. I also realize that my hunger is not going down still. So probably giving myself steak is not going to do anything. Anyways, where do you go for the next area? Final area. There's a candle here. Find the candles. Single candles. You will always be able to see the next one within your view. Just gotta follow it. Also, there's the library right there. You're always gonna be able to see the candle. I had to change some parts of the landscape so you can actually see it. Since I said you are going around the area, there's a candle over here. This is the crystal area, and that's where the empty room is. And you go over here, and you go down here. You see there's something over there, like a room. I think I can make it still. You're supposed to have fire resistance when you go through here. This is the second hidden area I made. The third one I made was... I think it was the one on top. I think the one I made that's like away from the place, I think I made that one last. I always intended to have something behind the lava fall. Anyways, you go in here and realize it's a makeshift room. Have crazy staff. And just in case you need more fire resistance, there's some in here. You can see like parts of the ceiling has collapsed. This guy has a bed. Lava flowed. He tried to cover it up, but wasn't able to. You're technically supposed to have fire resistance so you can get through here. So I'm gonna re-put this back on. And then you just go through here. And then you get to this area, which is the storage area. Crazy staff notes this time. There's some more fire resistance just in case you need it. There's some dried kelp. This guy's feeding good. And then you go into this one. A rusty shovel. Could it be useful? Can break black concrete powder. It's exactly what we need. So you're supposed to take this. But, I'm actually going to leave one behind. I don't really want it to leave here, so I'm going to forget to bring it back. And then you see this area over here. You can go here. Warning, one-way trip, code error. A portal is here, but it's broken. So you can only go through it once. By once, I mean there's every other portal, you can go through it both ways. You can exit through it and enter through it. This one, you can only go through once. It dropped you from there to here. Where is this, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Do I have Spectator on here? I don't. Oh, I do. This is right here. I wanted this to be like a little secret area that you can get in through. And you had to like flip like an item frame in here to get through it. But I was like, I don't know how to do that. So I didn't do it. Anyways, there's the secret room, the library over there. And that is where the corruption area is that I'm not going to show. Let's get back in here. So, what you want to do is that you can go here if you want. See the ramblings from that crazy staff. You can leave, but there's something to explore here first. This guy was digging. He went crazy. And he found this area. Which, wouldn't you know it, has the final piece of armor, which is the influence of the abyss. That has a projectile protection on it. Your mind is flooded with thoughts that are not your own, pushing you to act against your will. Corruption courses through you. You now have the entire corruption gear set, that you can really only lose if you die. Or let the damage wear out on its own. Anyways, let's see where this leads. Yoink. Oh, look at that! We came out through here. Now, you want to know what's going on in that corruption area. I do too. Let's go see what's going on there. People in my Discord server would definitely know what's going on there since I had posted. I posted 2 parts of the Crimson Research Lab, which was the crystal research area over there and what goes on behind here. I did not post anything else since something else was really worth posting. Plus, the area is big enough that I can't really just do a bunch of screenshots. Yes, yes, I'm uncultured. So, there's a hand here. So, you know what happens when people decide to, like, mess with things that they don't understand? When you research something, you want to test things. So you get to testing. Don't test with something like this. You can open a portal and let something monstrous through. So I made a hand coming out of a portal, which, as you can see, is made with bricks from all 3 dimensions. And you can even see like it has some sort of design, like with this little indent here being a part of the portal, which is reminiscent of the Abyss Gate. All of the portals that I made actually have some sort of reference to the Abyss Gate in its design. So I'm going to go back into a creative mode. You can leave through here if you accidentally fall down here. This will take you back up here. And because I don't want to keep getting slowed down by that, I'm taking that off for now. So yeah, this is what this place led to. When I originally took a screenshot of this place, this was not here. These vines, the dark vines, grow to get you to come over there. It's just to see what's here. I really like this. I really like the design for the hand. Is this an Abyss Walker? No. It's something worse. And, yeah, you probably should not mess with it. So I'm just going to put that back there. And get rid of that. I'm just going to do this. There. Technically, if I lose that shovel, I can't get another one unless I generate it. And I'm not doing that. Anyways, that is the Crimson Research Lab. That's all of the areas. This build is so much bigger than the Shadow Palace Omega, and is what took up most of my time. It took me a lot to actually make this. Like I said, I wasn't originally gonna do like multiple floors. There was only really gonna be one. I had a lot of design stuff for this. I was actually gonna have like some sort of like vial or like glass bottles, like just sitting around the place with like stuff suspended inside of it. But when I make builds, I make the outside first, usually. So I determine what the size is going to be before putting stuff inside of it. And all of the rooms in here are 7 blocks tall. And even then, it wasn't big enough for what I wanted to do. So I kept adding more to it, and more to it. There was originally going to be another section in that warp room. Instead of having just 3 sectors, there was going to be another one, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was going to name it, so it just sat there. Just unused. Anyway, that is technically everything in the Nether project. I am not going to be building anything else, aside from sprucing up the prison area. Everything here is complete. Just to show, yeah, separate areas. Copy and pasting stuff here. This is everything currently. That's everything. Everything you see is what you get, aside from the prison area that's going to be changed a bit. Still, since I forgot to edit the inside of it. Will I ever add anything to this area? Probably. Probably not going to see it either. I really enjoyed getting back to work on this. After being, like, away from it for so long, I am so glad to actually be able to get back to it. And actually finish stuff. And even learn some new things along the way, like sign warp. Being able to generate that through command blocks. That's nice. It's nice. I think, I'm not going to build anything else currently. If I'm going to build something, it's going to be finishing up the prison, the little intersection of it. And if I'm going to be building anything else after that, it's going to be after I make all the lore. Since, as you've probably seen last video that I've made on this, I only have 3 pieces of lore down. And there's more that needs to be made. Yeah. I'm not going to build anything else for a while. I am exhausted. I am so glad I was able to actually come back to this and I had the urge to play it. I still do hope that by the time I get around to doing the end project, that an end update would come that would have more blocks to build with. Otherwise, it's just not going to be fun to do. So, I like having my builds having stuff with... I like my builds to have the majority of their buildings be made with material from their dimension. And since there isn't much in the end, aside from endstone and purple blocks, and some obsidian, it's not really much. Yeah. Like, the second thing I'm going to work on is probably stuff for the overworld. Just so that we can have connections to both the end and Nether. Since technically the village is part of the overworld and needs to be completed. Anyways, I think this video has gone on long enough. I've shown everything I wanted to. This video is technically longer than the original one I made. It's an hour. The last one was 51 minutes. I had a lot more to show this time around. And I'm just glad for it to be over. For now, anyways. And thank you for watching the video if you did, checking out my builds. Will I release the map? Probably, at some point. But, I did show the seed. If you want to actually get to... Like, the world spawn is not anywhere near any of my buildings. But if you want to get to specifically here where you're supposed to start... Let me grab the, command. Here. Right here. These are the coordinates. If you just /TP yourself over here, you will wind up right here. Right next to the campsite. Alternatively, I could have just done this. If you know where to look. But yeah. Maybe I will actually upload the file somewhere. This is, of course, property of me. I don't think anyone's really going to steal it. They could probably make it a lot better than I did. And you know what? I wouldn't care. This is my project. I'm glad to have worked on it. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to have access to any of this stuff. That's just the bitch Peters. I kind of forgot about that thing. Oh, I made it as a joke. Whatever. I'm going to end the video now. It's been going on for too long. Oh, no. Anyways, thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out. Where's the button stop? There it is. Bye.